What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about style in skateboarding. I'm not talking about clothing in this video. Maybe a future video on different types of clothing, but I'm talking about style as in how you move your body when you're skateboarding. The other day I was skating in a costume for a video and somebody recognized me without even being able to see my face. They're like, "Oh, hey Michael." They knew me because of the way I skate. And I'm not saying I have a particularly good style, but I have a style because everyone has a style. So it kind of depends on your body type. If you're a really tall, long, lanky person, you're gonna have a certain style that's different than like a short, stubby, thick kind of guy. It depends on your body type. I'm about 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, so I'm not necessarily lanky at all. I'm kind of on the taller side, more the average side, but I also have a lot of meat on my bones, so I don't feel like a really lanky person. The advantage of being taller is obstacles feel smaller, ramps, stairs, everything kind of feels smaller because you're a bigger guy. If you want to pop your ollies higher, the best body type to have is going to be really long legs, short torso, and a really light, thin torso. So like smaller upper body, smaller arms, but really long muscular legs. If you want really good balance, sometimes the best body type to have is a shorter, more stubbier body that's just able to balance, has a lower center of gravity. I know several people that are really tall and several people that are really short that have great style. So it doesn't matter what kind of body type you have, you just have to skate to your own advantage and not try to be something that you're not. You gotta skate with what you're given. Don't just like covet other people's bodies and wish that you were built like that or this. You know, just work with what you got. So yeah, you don't have to fake your style. You don't have to bone out every ollie and bone your kick flips, lift your back foot up all the way and throw your back foot off the board when you're doing tray flips. You don't have to fake your style, just skate. Get comfortable on the board, and you'll naturally develop your own style that's better than any fake style. So style is not really the kind of tricks you do. That's more like your bag of tricks. A style is the way you look when you're standing on a skateboard, when you're riding a skateboard, and when you're doing tricks. So some people think of like, oh, he does a lot of no complies, he does a lot of bonelesses, that's his style. But no, that's just the tricks you do. So style has a lot to do with your body type and how much you practice, you know. If you don't practice your skateboarding and you're standing on your board and you look really stiff and you're leaning over a lot and you look like kind of a robot when you're doing your tricks and you don't really feel comfortable on your board, you're gonna have a bad style. How you improve your style is you skateboard. You just ride your board all the time. The more you ride the board, the better your style is gonna look. People who are just starting out, they're gonna be moving their arms around all the time. And sometimes when you're doing a hard trick that you haven't done before, you're gonna be moving your arms around a lot. Sorry, Lee, for showing this clip. But the other day, Lee was doing this trick and it was really hard. It's never been done on this rail, probably. And he was swimming. You know, he was moving his arms around. He's saying, I was swimming on that one. I was like, you look like a baseball pitcher on that one. He was like really winding up the one arm. But yeah. To just practice skating, and that helps you not to move your arms around as much, and it makes you look better on your skateboard. Your style is how you look on a board. So most people that come to mind when I think about really good style, they're people who are really good at skateboarding, people who have been skating a long time. And the people I think of, I'm not gonna show anybody, but the people I think of with bad style, it's usually people who are just starting out at skateboarding. They just haven't been skating that long. You know, every once in a while somebody comes along who's just naturally really comfortable on a board, but that's not everybody, and that's not very often. All right, so for me personally, the two main problems I have with my style, sometimes when I'm doing a trick, I'll clench either one of my fists or both of my fists instead of like having my hands out, and it kind of is fake style when I'm really trying to push my hands out and not clench them as I ollie or as I flick the board. Another one that bothers me is I tend to lean over my board in this safe area where I can just get off of it a lot more than sitting in my tricks and leaning back. I've got a lot more muscle in the front of my legs than the back, and I tend to stay up over the board a little too much and kind of bend my upper body forward rather than just like bending my knees sometimes. So sometimes I don't have good posture. Another one that I struggle with is I don't really pop my tricks that high. So a lot of people might comment on that. When I'm doing flip tricks, sometimes they kind of roll on the ground and they're kind of low. I don't really pop them up really high. That has to do with my body type, just my the heaviness of my body, and also like I feel like if I had longer, thinner legs and a smaller torso, like smaller upper body, it'd be a little bit easier to really pop those tricks higher. I don't really think about style a lot. I'm not trying to have a fake style or anything like that. I just skate and try to land tricks. I don't really concentrate on my style, but these are just some pointers that I could point out for myself. You guys can point out some stuff in the comment section below. If you have some problems with my skating, let me know. And saying that, I don't like really perfect style. I don't like the kind of style that's like really robotic. You know, like some of the pros, they just look like they're so good that everything is just so too perfect, you know? It doesn't look sketchy or gnarly or anything like that. It just looks so completely perfect, like they could do it every single try. I feel like a lot of the skateboarders I'm talking about when I say that skate really tight trucks. I don't like the really tight truck, robotic kind of skateboarding, like flip tricks that look too perfect. To me, good style is when you look like you're really pushing yourself. So when the trick looks like you're maybe not gonna land it, but you still land it, grab that board and roll away from it. The other day I did this kick flip in Lawrenceburg out of the quarter pipe into the bank, and it was huge, and I just caught it and like barely landed it, like sucked my knees in and rolled away. And I wasn't filming it, but I wish I was, because it was so sketchy, but it looked better than any kickflip I've ever done on that. Just the sketchiness of it made it look better. I even had a little hand drag at the end that you see sometimes in skate parts. I wasn't trying to manufacture that style. I was just trying to land the trick and not roll my ankle and ride away. Sometimes you see tricks, so sometimes you do see that manufactured style, like certain hand gestures people do, or maybe they'll throw their back foot off a lot. Like when you throw the board out and you throw your back foot way out there, some of that's fake, but it looks pretty cool still, honestly. I don't really care. So for me, the best style is a big board, loose trucks, sketchy stuff, barely landing it, even like 90s stuff where they're just like everything's really rough and sketchy. Looks like they're maybe not gonna land it, but they still pull it in and land it. Or, you know, like Scapegoat or somebody that's doing these crazy big airs, and it looks like they're just not trying, but it doesn't look robotic, it looks human. So some of these modern transition skaters that everybody likes, like Scapegoat and Evan Bach and some of those guys, like they're throwing big stuff and it looks sketchy, but it's not. It's like they're going to land it every time, but it still looks sketchy in some way. In this world where everything's AI and everything's robotic, you want to see something that looks like a human. That's the cool thing about skateboards. They don't have a motor on them. You know, men sometimes think it's cool and manly to have motors on everything, you know, their bikes, their skateboards. The cool thing about a skateboard is it's all human power. It's your own man or woman power, like pushing you to land these tricks. It's not some motor propelling you forward, but it's your own strength pushing you forward. So yeah, skateboarding is motivational in every aspect of life. If your style is too robotic, try loosening up your trucks and just going for stuff you normally don't go for. Don't go for your normal tricks that you have on lock and you have in a robotic way. Just loosen up those trucks and go for something that you've never done before. So if you're used to doing kick flips, try a kickflip front board or a big spin front board or a kickflip back board, something weird that's gonna be sketchy for you that you don't normally do. Maybe loosen your trucks up a little bit and just make it real sketchy. And I think that's gonna improve your style. I think the reason loose trucks improve style so much is like you can just turn. You don't go straight like a robot, but when you land, you got a little bit of lean, a little bit of turn. And sometimes that helps you land tricks and it saves you when you're landing a trick kind of sketchy. So leave a comment below, what kind of style do you like in skateboarding? Who's your favorite skateboarder to watch? And maybe your favorite skateboarder to watch is not necessarily your favorite skateboarder. But what do you like as far as style goes? Because that's all I've got when it comes to advice on style. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, leave a like and a comment, and thanks for watching.